Now, let's talk about the broken guitar that's given its owner a huge musical break and a large headache for the airline who mishandled it. A Canadian country singer we're talking about, a guy called Dave Carroll. He took a flight, then watched out of the window in horror from the aeroplane as his prized possession was treated less than carefully out on the tarmac.
Yeah, and his complaints to the United Airlines fell on deaf ears, so he did what only a musician can do. He posted a song about it on YouTube. And if you pardon the pun, it has struck something of a chord. The song's a hit. $180 million, though, was wiped off United's share price as a result. Here's the story.
Band and I exchanged a look, best described as terror, at the action on the tarmac, and knowing whose projectiles these would be. So before I left Chicago, I alerted 3 employees who showed complete indifference towards me. United, United, you broke my Taylor guitar. United, United, some big help you are. You broke it, you should fix it. You're liable, just admit it. I should have flown with someone else or gone by car. 'Cause United,
it's the biggest hit he's ever had as a result. It's basically a complaint letter by song. It's had more than 3.5 million hits on YouTube. And a bit earlier, I asked Dave if he ever thought it would be that popular.
Not at all. I couldn't have forecasted that. And the most interesting thing is it's not just the numbers. It's not a click in the box adding to the total. It's the passion and the enthusiasm behind each person who views it, because they rate it highly or they tell their friends and talk about it for hours sometimes.
And people around the globe have looked at it. What sort of response have you had from United Airlines themselves?
They were definitely regretful that the thing had happened and wanted to make it go away. So they offered me $1,200 in cash and $1,200 in flight vouchers. I'd finally, after 9 months, I had asked them for $1,200 in flight vouchers to offset the cost in dollars of what it cost me to fix the guitar or to repair it to the state that it's in.
The irony, of course, is that this is probably your biggest ever hit.
Who would have thunk it?
He took that well, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Didn't seem too happy about that. But Paul Armstrong, who's from PR agency Kindred, is here. You're an expert in social media and how the internet works and the effect it can have, Paul. Are you amazed by the effect that this has had? Because, I mean, to hit the share price of the airline is quite something, isn't it?
Definitely, definitely. It's one of, I think, one of the big cases that will be remembered in the sort of industry as a sort of like benchmark for, you know, what not to do. And
Do you? That's significant.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's been other cases before. Certainly, Domino's, you know, really felt the share price drop after they had a video posted with employees doing unsavoury things with their product, and also Habitat recently on Twitter also fell foul of marketing sort of ploy. So, but this one really sort of is a large number, happened very quickly. They did a lot of stuff wrong, which sort of has potentially been done better before. So you would have thought they'd learnt from that. But yeah, I think it will definitely be remembered.
You're not concerned that it could pave the way for some malicious complaints from competitors and you know, spark the way for that? Because this has got this whole thing with the net is that it can't be policed as perhaps vigorously as outside.
I think it has the potential to do that, certainly. I think it's up to every company to be very mindful of what's going on online. You know, that's what we at the agency do for all our clients and that sort of thing. You know, there are ways you can do it well and do it very easily as well. I think it really depends on how much attention you're paying and if you're paying the right attention at the right time. I think you're pointing out that, you know, there are millions of people out there who travel on airlines all the time, and you can't possibly expect to get back to every one of them if they've got a problem.
But, I mean, for a company, it's their worst nightmare, isn't it? Because there's not really much they can do about it.
I think they could have certainly answered a lot quicker, a lot more sincerely, and offered him something that I think wouldn't have potentially been seen as a bit of a slap in the face / a bandage, you know, rather than an actual offer, you know, that sort of thing.
They've caught on now. They have apologised. They've held their hands up and they said they offered to pay a certain amount to charities compensation, and they've said that it did indeed strike a chord with them. So
great wording.
Thank you very much indeed. But the bad news for them is that apparently Dave Carroll is now going to release a sequel. There's a follow-up song coming up and a third one as well. So obviously he knows how it ends. We don't, but there we go.
Thank you.